Members feel lost when it comes to the judicial processes. Majority of the programs that have been initiated, they have been either biomedical interventions but not structural.
We started to see that in all the cases that we apply gender competence expertise, we get to another result. It was like, what's going on here?
I was in law school when I was first driven to establish strategic advocacy for human rights, SAHR, in 2008, in the midst of a wave of hope and law reform for women's rights in Afghanistan, after having spent a significant time in the country. Over a decade, working with lawyers across 3 provinces of Afghanistan, we authored some of the most instrumental gender equitable laws and policies to end things like the prosecution of rape victims, the practice of virginity testing, and institutionalized sexual harassment. There is no program in a world that prepares lawyers and defenders to enter the halls of law and policy making. It is sophisticated, technical, and those who want to master it need to have the technical know-how and yet also be able to navigate a complex web of relationships and politics. For the most pressing human rights violation of all time, why aren't there more incubator programs to help us master and navigate this? In 2021, we decided to repurpose SAHR and piloted the SAHR Gender Justice Fellowship, the first accelerator program in the world to get more underrepresented gender diverse leaders trained and involved in law and policy making. We have built what we had wished for ourselves a decade ago. Law and policy have always been the domain of those sitting in governments. But our experience shows that until we become the authors of law and policy, only then can we shape and author it and mold it to meet the needs of our community. The question is, what does it take for a person to have command over law and policy making and feel the confidence to carry it through? Well, if we want a more equal and accessible system that works for survivors, we need to invest in the next generation of leaders and prepare them to mobilize their expertise, to serve decision-making processes and exercise creativity and competence to reimagine a system that is more just.
I started my advocacy work at a pretty young age when I was still in school. When I found it quite upsetting that my region, my culture really undermines the rights of women and girls specifically. Being young, I felt actually scared. The odds were too many against me. I really took that bold step in 2016 to come out and be a team leader or champion for the inclusion of the rights of the minority groups.
I grew up in a small town in Buenos Aires, Argentina. My parents split up when I was 6 years old. My mother suffered gender-based violence, and I was like, I want to be there. I want to be in the line front, in the field. I want to defend women. In all my career, I have studied 6 years. I never have a teacher to talk about gender-based violence in the legal system.
Majority of our members feel lost when it comes to the judicial processes. Majority of the programs that have been initiated, they have been either biomedical interventions but not structural. SAHR was bold, and SAHR was kind of a mutual partner who was coming on board. We really felt that it was a strategic move for us to be bold also enough to face the challenges and also to face the local administration and also the local duty bearers to engage or to strategize around the policy reviews.
Since 2016 up to the last year, we received 8,000 legal consultations. I mean, this is a huge problem we saw. There was one moment in that criminal process that was essential. The victim has to face the legal system with this psychological examination. This examination is very important for the role of the judge. We are trying to create in Argentina a public policy, and we are very grateful that SAHR is helping us. We started to see that in all the cases that we apply gender competence expertise, we get to another result. It was like, what's going on here? We build a new reality like a team. I actually want to say that SAHR is very amazing. I never see this kind of interventions. I can't explain how amazing it is to feel that.